Hello and welcome to yet another Orange Dragon Gaming video. Today's going to be a little different. Um, I'm sure some of you saw, if you went on Hey Fonte today, that there were some allegations against a certain player that's won 4 regionals so far this year. So I just wanted to touch on that for a minute before we delve into this Zapdos Jolteon deck. Um, First off, bravo to Eric Gansman for bringing up this point that this other player has a checkered past, we'll say, and there's a lot of information, a lot of stories out there about it. Now, there's a phrase that local radio legend here in Detroit, Terry Foster, would use and say there's two sides to every story and the truth is somewhere in the middle. Well, it might be very appealing to most of us right now to kind of want to go all winch hunt out. I don't think that's the right thing to do. Now, that being said, a lot of top players have some reputations against them, and there's a reason for it. Not saying that all of them are bad people, all of them are cheats, or just kind of scumbags, whatever term you want to use. But there's a little bit of an issue that there is with some of the top players of this game, where they have these negative reputations about them. So I would say instead of maybe going all witch hunt after them, we can have some of these. We can have a dialogue about this. Maybe some people on both sides of the argument talk it out in a constructive manner. I mean, that's very wishful thinking in today's world, but that's the way I feel like things like that should be gone about. Now, that being said, what Eric Gansman did was one part smart, one part brave, and one part stupid. Here's what I mean by that. It's smart because, hey, you're pointing this out so that way people can be aware of what they're looking at and who they're dealing with and know, hey, I got to pay extra attention. This guy's a little shady. It's brave because he stuck his neck out there. Yeah, he's the one that's going to get any backlash if everything he says is going to be proven false. He seems to obviously think that he's in the right. And then it's stupid because he stuck his neck out there. And being as though he's not involved in the game like he used to be, I know that he used to write for Poke Beach and he played for a long time and got to World Championship several times. But it, it's one of those things like you can't. Me personally, like I can't go and say to somebody that plays Magic together, "Hey, that guy's a dirtbag." What you know, it's kind of like a. I don't necessarily agree with the motivation there, but I understand the motivation there. And this is still America. A lot of people love to just watch somebody tumble and fall, crash and burn. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'd rather more facts got out as opposed to just having stories that are heavily biased on one side of the aisle. I'd rather see stuff from both sides and then better formulate my opinion from there. That's how I would view most of these types of situations. Like I'm the third party. I'm going to take my facts from here, take my facts from here, consume them, formulate my own opinion on the situation. So that's my piece on that. Let's get into the fun stuff. So Zapdos Jolteon, I'm sure you'll have seen something of like this. It's been making a lot of noise lately. It's been doing a lot of good work. A version of this deck we just took the League Cup in Jackson. This is not the same list that that man used, but it's got some similarities to it. And this is the list that I've been tooling around with as much as I can with the various versions. So we're gonna like I said, Zapdos Jolteon. By now I think we're familiar with Zapdos. 110 HP basic Pokemon. For 1 lightning energy you do 10 damage. But if you're able to make this the active Pokemon over the course of your turn, you do 70 more damage, but you don't hit for weakness. That's not really much of a problem for us. So we're able to hit that plus damage every single time. As we play 3 switches, we play 2 escape ropes, and we play 2 escape boards to pair with the Jirachis that we play, on top of 4 Guzmas. So we're always constantly able to rotate through Zapdos and constantly hit those extra damage numbers. The other main attacker of this deck is going to be the Jolteon GX. 200 HP stage 1, evolves from the Eevee, and luckily we have Energy Evolution Eevee in format currently. So as soon as you slap that lightning energy down, you're able to go into your deck and evolve into the Jolteon GX. So Jolteon GX has three very good attacks. Electro Bullet for 1 lightning energy, 30 damage to the active, 30 damage with Snipe to 1 bench. You do 110 flat for 2, 1 lightning, 1 colors. Then for the GX attack, same damage, same cost, but you prevent all effective attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So that's insanely powerful. You couple that with the Electro Power item card, where your lightning Pokemon do 30 more damage to the active Pokemon, you start talking about swinging for some big numbers in a hurry. You still play 2 choice bands too, because why wouldn't you? You're already doing more damage. Why not try to one shot a couple things here and there? Then you also get to play Thunder Mountain to mitigate your energy costs. So your lightning, so your attacks cost lightning less. It means you Electro Bullet for free, you Headbolt for 1 of any energy, you Swift Run GX for 1 of any energy, you Thunderous Assault for nothing. It's insanely powerful. We do play one other attacker rather, in the Tapu Koko GX. This is to kind of combat uh, your Pika ROM decks, your stuff like that you can just pile energy all over the board. This will allow you to, when you play it down from your hand to your bench, you can move any number of your lightning energy, not basic lightning energy. So if you have units, things like that on there, you can move it to it as well. You can move it to the Tapu Koko GX and then promote it into the active. Then you get to use its Tapu Thunder GX attack, which does 50 times per energy your opponent has attached to all of their Pokemon. So let's say Pikachu's Zekrom gets 6-7 energy on the board, means you're swinging for 300, 350 damage, you're knocking them out, and if they're able to return KO that, they're only taking 2 prizes, but you've taken 3, so you're ahead in the prize trade at that point in time. We also play 1 Tapu Koko Prism Star because it's a lightning deck and the ability is too good to ignore. We get to accelerate 2 energies from the discard pile onto 2 different basic Pokemon, or sorry, just 2 benched Pokemon. It's just too powerful. We play an Absol as a tech against anything that runs Jirachi. It just makes them so their escape ports are basically null and void by increasing the retreat cost by 1. And of course, we do play Jirachis. We play 3 of them in this particular build. You get to search your deck once a turn if it's active. Search the top 5 cards, grab any trainer card you find, put in your hand. Put the Jirachi to sleep, not a problem. Skateboard allows you to retreat while you're asleep. Other than that, deck's pretty standard. We already went over the high switch, high escape rope, and high Guzma count. One thing I've really been liking in this deck is max potion. I play 2. Because all of your Pokemon attack for 1 energy, maybe 2, sometimes 0, that max potion becomes really broken. Because you can have that Jolteon maybe take 180 damage from a Pikachu Zekrom with a Choice Band or 1 Electro Power, and now we're talking, I'm going to heal all that off and attack you anyway. Kind of undo their turn, so to speak. We're playing 4 Volkner. It is crucial for us in this deck to constantly hit our switching cards or to find that extra Electro Power, whatever the case may be. Then it lets you fetch out a Lightning Energy. It's a very good card. We're also going to play 1 Viridian Forest just as another counter stadium. Viridian Forest is nice for us because it allows us to A, toss Lightning into the discard pile to grab with Tapu Koko Prism, but also lets us fish out the energy so that way we make sure we don't miss our attacks. This is one deck that you cannot miss your attacks. When possible, you're going to try to do everything in your power to make sure you get KOs on a turn, but at a minimum, you got to make sure that you hit your attacks because you cannot afford to miss an attack in this deck because you don't do enough damage to get away with it. Other than that, 4 Lily, 2 Cynthia for our draw supporters. We're not heavily reliant on sheer draw power because our attack costs are so low. We just really want to find the specific switch card or item card that we need on a given turn in order to do what we need to do. So, with this being said, I think we can jump into a game and get to work on it. This is also the first time that I've got this headset, and so hoping this turns out every bit as good as it feels. This is so comfortable. And it's really nice not to have my microphone sitting in the way down here, stuff like that. And of course, in all that excitement, I forgot to check to see what the opponent might be playing. But we'll find out pretty quick. One thing that's really nice about Zapdos is you can really doesn't matter what you're playing against. You have the same strategy no matter what you're doing. It's a little unfortunate. The Absol will be able to retreat with the escape board, so we'll start with that. And the Absol generally isn't a bad play. Just makes everything a little more difficult on your opponent. It's a nuisance. Our opponent's playing some sort of Malamar deck. They've Malamar with Aerodactyl. They've mulliganed twice, which we like, because we're going first. And just waiting on our opponent to take care of some business. Oh, and tonight, at some point in time, maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, there will be another stream up. Zach and I are not sure what game we're going to be playing today. We're going to probably talk about that when he gets over. It might be Smash Bros. It might be Super Mario Party again. Maybe Overcooked on the Switch. Maybe we get something on the PlayStation 2 going. We don't know yet. We got a lot of options. Wow. Okay, interesting. So like I said before, we can use the skateboard on the Absol. If they're playing Aerodactyl, I don't think they're playing too many GXs. So I can at least get that choice band down on that Zapdos. And we're going to Lily for just 3 cards and hope that we can find something semi-useful. Nestball's alright. So we can now use the Jirachi and hopefully find something more useful to work with. So let's see what we can find. Couple max potions and another switching card. Well, I don't want to show that I have those max potions just yet. So we're going to keep that in hand. We're actually going to hang on to this escape board too, just in case some shenanigans happens and something happens to that Jirachi. I don't want to lose an escape board for no reason. So that concludes a very unexciting turn, in which I've seen 6 switch cards already. It's unbelievable. Again, thank you for the true random nature of your game, Pokemon. So, opponent goes in with Mysterious Treasure, tossing a Lily, which means they have another draw supporter in hand already. Grab an Inkay, that's a shock. Down goes the Inkay. Shrine of Punishment makes sense with Aerodactyl, allows you to hit for some bigger numbers, because you literally are tapped out at 210. But Shrine allows you to go a little bit further. Nest Ball, it's probably for another Inkay. We're trying to see what else our opponent has. They're going to go in with the Stellar Wish now. Unidentified Fossil. Okay. I mean, that's one way to find your Aerodactyl stuff. So the Fossil goes on the bench. They're slapping a DCE on it. Ooh, man, we want to find that Lightning Energy to start our turn. Ooh, that Marshadow could actually be the ticket. Now it makes me a little annoyed that didn't slap the escape board down. Yeah, I found a switch. I'm happy. Switch in a Lily and a Lightning Energy. It's a pretty good draw. Okay, and our opponent's going to end their turn. Unfortunately, we don't have the Goose. We have the Goosema. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that unidentified fossil is as good as toast. So that thing is a little scary to us, but taking out the Inkay right now is actually going to be better, and I had to remind myself of that. It's one of those things. I got a little too far ahead of myself. The Aerodactyl, yes, it's scary. It knocks me out, but they still have to find it. They still have to get an energy on it. It's more productive for me to disrupt their source of energy than anything else at this point in time. So I'm also going to play down the Thunder Mountain to bump the Shrine. Pretty happy right now. We'll just take a knockout. And this is what you want to try to do against any Malamar variant, is how many Inkays can I take out? Can I prevent them from finding Malamars? And even if they, like right now, if my opponent evolves into this Malamar, which he is now, I can still Guzma, Electro Power, and take it out. Or maybe I get a Jolteon set up, I Electro Bolt and set it up and take it out with a Thunderous Assault later. But I want to try to prevent my opponent from finding multiple Malamars. The more Malamars they find, the more dangerous they are to us, and the less we like them. I guess our opponent was angry with something. I must have missed that. Unless it was perfectly hidden behind my camera. Alright, so they're going to fetch another Inkay with the Stretcher. Ultra Ball the way the Inkay. Did they not play Supporter? No, they only played the one Lily, so they're going to go for the Tapu Lele? Oh, he's risking it for the Biscuit, grabbing the Aerodactyl. Okay. Okay. Ooh, man, now I would just want to find a Guzma or something like that. Hmm. Well, we do have the means to do what we want to do here. I'm going to Escape Rope into the Jirachi, leave the Jirachi active, play the Lily, see what I get. Then I can switch into the Zapdos, and at minimum this Jirachi is going to get knocked out. But if I can, I want to try to find the means to take that Malamar out right now. So like if this turns into a Guzma, I'm really well. The Guzma doesn't do it. Sorry, but I'm still going to take it. I'm not going to be able to play it this turn to get full value because I didn't get an Electro Power. But that's fine. Now one thing I wish I had and I don't is another Zapdos on the board. So I'm going to go dig for it right now. We're going to throw away that Guzma. So I want another Zapdos. And then next turn, I'm going to grab Eevee and a Lightning Energy with the Volkner. So not Eevee, but Nest Ball Lightning Energy, which will then in turn give me Jolteon. So I'm going to put this Zapdos down on the board. We're going to switch into it. And we're going to explode this Marshadow for knockout. And this is the game you get to play with Zapdos is, okay, you have a lot of weak bench sitters. What can I do to take them out? And our opponent is in the land of the top deck, which is not the place that I would want to be against this kind of a deck. It's going to confuse me. Cool, I'm going to switch out of it. Okay, we have a Lightning Energy, we have an Eevee. So this is how this one goes. We're going to use Energy Evolution to evolve. Because this Aerodactyl is weak to Lightning. So now I have to figure out what am I going to do here. I need to retreat. So do I want Switch, or do I want Escape Rope? And then I can kind of pick and choose from there. So I still have two switches and one Escape Rope. The Escape Board doesn't do us any good because the Zapdos' retreat cost is too high. I think in this particular case I'm just going to go with the Switch. So that way I can poke this Aerodactyl pretty hard. And go from there. But because we have Thunder Mountain in play, and because I just want to end this game, I'm going to Swift Run, take a knockout, give us immunity, grab the Viridian Forest. Yeah, and our opponent was in the land of the top deck, and then they just got walled out for the next turn. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Woohoo! Coins and such. We're only at 19 minutes. We can get another one in here. And I feel like I've said that the last couple times, and the next game takes like half an hour. So we'll see how this one works out. Zapdos is one of those decks where you actually have to make the decision if you want to go first or second. I still am in favor of going first. Just give me one turn closer to doing everything I want to do. So unfortunately we're mulliganing. This hand is iffy at best. Our opponent's deciding if they want to take the mulligan. Does anybody say no to mulligans? Pissimian. This could get interesting. So because of my hand, the situation that I'm already in, I'm thinking Jolteon's the way to go. Even though it is fighting weak, I still think it's the way to go for right now. Because I can take some cheap knockouts. Pissimian only has 110 HP, and I believe the other one only has 100 HP. Don't quote me on that, we'll find out in a minute. Volkner, there we go. So now I can Volkner, grab another Lightning Energy, grab another Nest Ball. Actually, you know what? Does Ultra Ball gain us anything more than Nest Ball? Yeah, it does, actually. So I could toss the two Lightnings and grab Tapu Koko at some point in time and be ready to go. I think that's a pretty solid turn. We'll be able to do something with the Jolteon next turn. Even if it's just poking to the Pissimians in order to set them up for Thunderous Assaults later. Sorry, my cat has decided he is ornery and wants some attention. So in comes the Tapu Koko. In comes the cat. Hi, buddy. Lily. Makes sense with the low hand count. That's great, Deuce. Come on. There are good people at home that are just trying to mind their own business, and you're just doing that. Come on. Flying Flip, an inevitable conclusion to that turn. So we're going to see if we can't find Cynthia works. So here's what we're going to do here. We're going to Electro Power once. We're going to Electro Power twice. We're going to switch into the Jolteon. Play the Cynthia. Ooh, we happy now. Almost wanted one more. Well, I did want one more Electro Power just to Electro Bullet for a knockout there, just to be dirty. But for right now, we're just going to go in. We're going to grab one more Pokemon. We're going to grab another Zapdos. Dance of the Ancients, get them both going. Leaving us a little thin on things to do next turn. But I like this board state that we're in right now. That we've now really pinned down that Koko, where it's in range. Now, the reason I targeted the Blitzel, Zebstrika becomes their main draw source. If you disable Pissimian's draw source, they start running into problems. Then they're relying on top decking and finding Cynthias and Lilies at the right time, as opposed to being able to kind of control what they're able to do. Like, in all honesty, I'm taking this thing out first. It's that dangerous. Like, a Rangoru was good for the deck. Zebstrika is even better for the deck. Team play just does so much damage in a hurry. Okay. Still looks like they might have whiffed the double colorless energy that they were looking for. And we're fine with that. So here comes our turn. Goes into the Zebstrika. We'll attack it with the Zapdos. We're going to heal the damage off our Jirachi for the time being. If they want that Jolteon, they can take it out very easily, so I'm not going to bother healing it. Take a knockout. We'll take the lead to start. Unfortunately, this turns on their counter energies that they probably play. Nest Ball probably going in for the last Passimian, I'm going to guess. Unless they play like 2-2 Zebstrika. Anybody else have a cat that just acts like they're all neglected all the time? It's been a while since he's made an appearance in a video. Okay, they play an Absol as well. That makes a lot of sense if you ask me. Now the fun part. We don't have Electro Power. We don't have a way to retreat. So, you just do what you do. Because that's all you can do. So our opponent's going to take a knockout this turn. And we're okay with it. I mean, it's not ideal, obviously, but you got what you got, and you deal with it from there. So now this is the time to use the Jolteon when our opponent still hasn't found energy. I'm going to hit that attacking Passimian. Hopefully I'm going to hit it hard before he can really get a chance to get a hold of me. Like that 30 damage that goes to the bench is so crucial, because everything seems to have 110 HP in that deck, and we're hitting for 80 with the Zapdos. Hopefully I can get another one off and hit one of the other Passimians, just to make life easy. So they're still looking for energy. They're probably looking for Energy Lotto, which that deck was known to play, but I haven't seen this deck played a whole lot since Team Up came out. Or even since Lost Thunder came out, for that matter. Buddy, you gotta stay away from the mic. A skateboard. Okay. So they have their way to get their Jirachi back out of the active, but they already retreated for the turn. Okay. So, hey, we'll take that. We will take that. So I'm actually going to switch into our Jirachi. Try to see if we can find a draw card or something like that. The Viridian Forest looks pretty good, but so does Max Potion. Did that so that way our opponent would not be granted a free knockout from Shrine of Punishment. So we'll take this knockout using our Thunderous Assault. Volkner for next turn, that's great. Volkner will get us Lightning Energy to get Lightning Energy. We can then just hard evolve the Eevee into Jolteon, and then we'll get a switch, Escape Board, Escape Rope, something that we can work with. They're going in for Jirachi still. They're not finding what they want, which is why I've never liked playing Passimian, because you become so reliant upon so many different things to work out the way you want them to. Oh man, they're going in hard. Hoping to hit the double colorless here. And what do we got? They whiffed it. Or they found it and realized they couldn't retreat again. Alright, now we're at 30 minutes. We'll get one more. One more and then some post brief testing thoughts. We'll kind of see where we're at from there. Hmm. Trainer Chip. I think we all know who this is. So let's see what we can do with Mr. Ritchie here. Sorry, got cat hair everywhere. Yeah, we'll start the Cocoa Prism on the bench. Why not? Oricorio. What is going on here? Vital Dance or Oricorio. There's a number of different decks I can see that being in. Grab the Lily or Jirachi first. Switch into said Jirachi. We'll Lily for 5, and then we'll use the Stellar Wish because the sequencing is proper in that regard. The Skateboard is awesome. Jolteon is awesome. So we'll grab that right away. Looks like we prized an Electro Power. Prized at least one Lily. Prized a couple of Lightning Energies. Let's use a Stellar Wish. Volkner. Hey, I'd like to have Volkner for next turn. That Oricorio is 90 HP. That's a little irritating because I have to use an Electro Power to take it out. Or find another Lightning Energy for the Jolteon. So, okay, it's playing some sort of Malamar variant. Man, full arts and reverses. Come on, man. Lele, Wonder Tag. Probably for Lily. Okay. I can't get over how comfortable this headset is. It's so comfortable. Doesn't really feel like I'm wearing much. So, a Malamar variant with Oricorio and Acrobikes. It's interesting. What do we got down here? Hyper Rare Ultra Necrozma. Okay. Ultra Necrozma we can handle. We can deal with Ultra Necrozma. And we don't mind dealing with Ultra Necrozma. Okay, he's going for the Let Loose, which makes sense. He's trying to extend his turn and find another couple of things. I get it. I'd do the same exact thing. Slaps on a Viridian Forest. Alright, so what do we want to do here? Do I want to go in hard right now, take out that Oricorio? Our opponent was able to find Beast Energy, which means they only need 2 Psychic Energies to knock out our Jolteon. So do I want to attack with Headbolt and just take the knockout, or want to Swift Run and force my opponent to make a play? Now, they have 2 Psychic Energies in the discard pile? Oh, they only have 1. So if they evolve into Malamar, they'll Psychic Recharge, and they will attach from hand from whatever they get on Viridian. So getting my Jolteon knocked out next turn is a very likely situation. But I can hopefully prevent that with a little work on our end. So we'll grab Volkner here too. We don't have any lightning in the discard pile right now. We're going to be able to retreat We're not going to be able to Guzma, but I can Swift Run him still with the situation currently that we have. So we'll Volkner for a Nest Ball and a Lightning. We'll grab probably another Zapdos here with this Nest Ball, and then I'm going to Ultra Ball away the Lightning energies, and then use Dance of the Ancients to bring him back onto the board. I think that's the right way to do it, because I can't utilize Tapu Koko GX in this matchup. I think the one Jolteon is enough of a liability as is. So we'll Ultra Ball these away, we'll grab something. Just a matter of what that something is. Let's see, our opponent. I think the Absol actually is the play to disrupt them from retreating very easily. So now we'll use Dance of the Ancients, and we'll get our 2 Zapdoses juiced for when Thunder Mountain inevitably becomes removed from play. We'll retreat for free, and we're going to go in hard with the Swift Run, knowing our opponent's going to struggle in order to do anything other than knock out one of those guys on the bench. My apologies, someone's been blowing up my phone. Alright, so as thought, they were able to find a Malamar, they attached an energy, they had to draw a supporter. They are playing Jirachi, which is nice because I just put down that Absol, right? So they're going to recharge. He takes the pass. Cool, we like it. So, what do we do now? That becomes the question, right? I think we start with the switch into the Jirachi. And I think I try to see if I can find a Guzma right now to take out or drop some damage on that Ultra Necrozma. Normally, the math would suggest you play the Cynthia first, but if I can get some damage on that Ultra Necrozma right now, which I'll be able to do, I'm feeling pretty happy because I'll be able to take it out with the Zapdos a little bit later. So we're going to put him down to 80, which is perfect because, again, Zapdos math, right? So Head Bolt, smack him pretty decently. We're pretty happy about that. We're fired up because now it's in range, and our opponent now has to play around that. Yes, they are going to take 2 prizes. They are going to go up, but they are vulnerable, and I will go back up on the prizes. What are they going in for right now? They getting the next Ultra Necrozma right now? No, he just threw away the Ultra Necrozma. Giratina, that makes sense. Like we touched on in the last video, you want to try to loop Giratinas against Zapdos as much as humanly possible. The one thing I have really working for me right now is that our opponent does not have 3 Malamars on the board, which makes the Tina that much more difficult to obtain. Now, they did find another Viridian Forest, which means I can't use my Viridian Forest, but it's not the end of the world, because we're going to take out this Ultra Necrozma here, lickety-split. We're going to go back up on prizes, and then we're just going to be single prize attack them to death as much as possible. So here, I like having the 2 Electric Powers in hand, but it's not doing a whole lot for me right now. So I'll play the Cynthia, see what we find. We find some stuff. I don't want to lay this Eevee down, just because I don't want to evolve into another Jolteon. I don't see the necessary value in it. Although, looking at the situation I have currently, let's take a peek in our deck real quick, because this isn't going to hurt us. We do have the Jolteon in deck still. I can evolve into it. I can Head Bolt him again, knock him out. And then, unless he plays Choice Band, he's not doing a whole heck of a lot. So I'm actually going to fail the Viridian Forest. Drop the Eevee. Evolve into the Jolteon. Yes, please. Oh, I can't Head Bolt him. I got rid of Thunder Mountain. I'm a dum-dum. I'm still going to knock him out. But that would go with my line of don't be dumb. Like I was thinking I had something that I didn't have. I don't need the Choice Band. I'm going to want that Guzma here in a minute, because I'm going to have to get the Zapdos out of the active. So we'll take this knockout. We'll enjoy this knockout. 1, 2 prizes. So now they don't have their beast energy, which means they need a damage modifier or a third psychic energy on an Ultra Necrozma to knock out the Jolteon. Alright, that'll be going to the Jirachi and the Absol. I guess you can get there with the Absol, it just takes a lot longer to get the damage where you need it to be. Attach from hand, here comes the retreat, and attack to knock out the Zapdos. So, this is okay. We need to find a Lightning Energy and an Electro Power on this turn to get back ahead and to cause some problems for our opponent. So hopefully we can draw an Energy or an Electro Power or even just a Volkner. Okay, we didn't get that. So what do I want right now? Well, I have a Lightning Energy available to me. I don't need another Zapdos down. I don't want a Jirachi down because it sets up Sky Scorching Light, which is dangerous. And where our max potions are going to hopefully come in handy here shortly. I have a lot of cards in deck. So I'll play the Nest Ball first. I can actually use the Tapu Koko GX to punish my opponent right this second, but it's a bad trade. So I'll just grab the Zapdos for now. Thin the deck out by a card. Play the Cynthia. Yeah, play the Cynthia. Because I still need Lightning Energy and an Electro Power, which I still don't have. Now I have the Lightning Energy. I need to find the Electro Power. Hey, check that out, right? Alright, so we're going to throw away this Jirachi so we're not even tempted to put it down and open ourselves up to Sky Scorching Light. Because Sky Scorching Light is friggin' brutal. Retreat into the Jolteon. Electro Power guarantees us a knockout, right? I used the wrong attack. Crap. Shoot, shoot, shoot. So I'll do 60 here. I don't really want to take out that Marshadow. So I'm going to hit that Malamar. Ugh. That's going to be the undoing of us. That's going to be the undoing. That was awesome. I'm so proud of myself right there. Well, all we can do is live with the decisions that have been made and the mistakes that have been made at this point in time. Does not have a means to retreat that Jirachi that I currently see available. So maybe we get a little lucky here. That's all I can kind of hope for. And if we're able to do so, we're going to play the Volkner. We're going to grab Switch. We're going to grab a Lightning Energy to put on the other Zapdos. And we will see what that gets us from there. Okay? I mean, that's all I can hope for at this point in time because I screwed up. Okay, well, hey, again, this is my mistake that I made. I get to live with it, right? We've used a grand total of just the one Electro Power, so we do have the opportunity to potentially deal with that Giratina with Electro Bullet, which would be the preferred method at this point in time. However, we might only get one Electro Power. I would need two. That's a lot of deck remaining. So first things first, we're going to thin the deck out by a card, right? We have all three of our Electro Powers that are remaining in deck. Math tells us it is better to play the Volkner now and get two more cards out of the deck. Oh! Sometimes you just get lucky. Hee hee. So, that mistake, the mistake was a dumb one. I wouldn't make it again, hopefully. But now we get to take 2 prizes, go down to 1, and then we have our pick of everything that we could possibly want to deal with on the following turn. Ooh, and we find a Guzma off the prize, which means we're really going to find pretty much whatever we want. Now, the problem here is that our opponent still has 2 Malamars on the board. So they could go Rescue Stretcher or even Marshadow, find a Metal Energy with the Viridian Forest, Psychic Recharge, good game. And I kind of hope that our opponent is playing the Marshadow GX because it's really, really good in the deck. Sorry, there's just cat hair everywhere from him. It's really irritating. Ultra Balls for Tina. Okay. Does he not have Marshadow GX in there? Played it from hand. What's going on here? What is our opponent up to, folks? Am I missing something here? I'm really not seeing it. Attach from hand, retreat, attack. Okay, our opponent just didn't have it. Okay. I'm looking at him like, did I miss something? I don't think I missed something. But that's cool. That's fine. So, we goose up the Malamar. And good game, sir. Whew. Man, when you make those mistakes. But getting that double Electro Power turn where we knocked out the Giratina and the Marshadow proved to be all we needed to put us in a position to win that game. As janky as that effort was on my end, by trying to sabotage us. So we'll take one more look at the deck and then we'll talk about some potential changes to make. So obviously we didn't get to show off the max potion how good it is, but between everything attacking for such a light amount of energy and the fact that we have Vulcaner to grab it whenever we need it, it's too good. I'm not cutting it out at all. Um, this list is strangely similar to one that Pedro Eugenio Torres played in the Con Special event, I want to say, or is that Regionals? But over there in France. The difference being one less Jirachi, one more Max Potion, if memory serves me right. That's the difference between this list and his. The reason being, you're never going to use 4 Jirachi. I'm fine with using 3. And I'd rather have the other Max Potion just because it's so strong right now. Especially if you're playing like the Mirror. So, like I said, possible changes. I don't see a ton. Um, I think 2-2 Jolteon's the way to go. It just allows you to do different things. Um, the Coco GX is really, really strong for punishing Pikarom and stuff like that. So that's the way I kind of look at it. Some people play this deck with a Zeora GX. I don't think you need it. You have 3 switches, you have 2 escape ropes, you have 4 Guzmas, you have a skateboard to put on either the Absol or the Jirachi. And I know I'm pointing and you guys can't tell, but I'm pointing at the screen just to kind of keep my own thoughts in line. Um, so I don't think you need Zero GX. Now, some people might want it for full voltage GX. Nah, I don't think so. I'd rather be using Swift Run every single game, even if I'm not knocking something out. Just like in that previous game, my opponent could have taken the knockout on the Jolteon, but because I used Swift Run, he didn't have a way to dodge it, and he still wanted to take out the Jolteon. So that ended up working out really, really well for us. And we were able to swing into the Alternate Necrozma anyway, then proceed to knock it out the following turn with the Zapdos and get right back on top of the game. So that's it for now. We're gonna we're gonna do a stream tonight at some point in time. Zach will get over here. We'll hop over to Command Central. As you guys haven't seen it, I'll probably show that off later. Maybe a little video, just give you guys a preview of what's going on over there. Other than that, Orange Dragon Gaming. See you guys next time. Take it easy. And like I said, see you guys Friday night out of G&G for the League Challenge. I won't be there for the Cup on G&G on Saturday, unfortunately, due to prior commitments. And I'll see y'all out there on Sunday at Destiny Games. Good luck.